All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, we want to start off first and foremost by giving all honor, glory, and praise to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Bracha, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who continuously feed the flock in our examples unto righteousness. And salutations, shalom, and blessings to you, sincere Akim, that pushes word in truth and in sincerity. We are the brothers from Great Millstone Northwest, Ashiar Racha. Just back at you with another lesson, man. I woke up this morning, just for some reason I had biological warfare, I had disease warfare on my mind, and I was just thinking about this Crown Vic 19 and how it's a form of disease warfare, man. Whether you understand it, like it or not, when you look up what disease warfare is, it breaks it down to you to a T, man. You know.
This going on the BitChute or the
It's just regular YouTube.
Okay, I won't say nothing. I gotta say. We know how them bitch ass niggas at YouTube do.
Yeah, man. They be censoring our videos. You know what I'm saying? You say any little, if you say any of the the popular buzzwords now, which is MOTB, that Crown Royal, the the jibby jab, you know what I'm saying, all that shit. If you talk about these type of things, your videos get snapped, took down, page get erased.
But the people that you got your information from, none of their shit goes down.
None of them.
And they ain't reaching nobody.
Yeah, that's just crazy. But who are we reaching, man? Besides the ones that the Lord desires, man. That's what they want. They don't want the Lord to have those men.
The fear.
Yeah. But the fact still remains, man. Esau is really about that biological warfare, man. And throughout history, it shows you what he's about, man. And we're gonna hit some scriptures. We're gonna go in some articles and hit a little bit of history, but this pretty much the gist of it, man. This is a second Ezra's. Matter of fact, could you read that?
This second Ezra's 15 and 11. Say not thou, it is though the Lord that Salak.
Are you in second Ezra? You're in Sirach.
Oh, second Ezra. Sirach's the other one, right?
Yeah.
Salak.
You start at 10.
Okay. Second Ezra 15 and 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt.
Yeah, the Lord's saying this, man, because our people are led like a flock to the slaughter, man. What does Esau Edom want to do to you, man? He wants to eradicate you, man. Okay, and how is he doing it, man? With his first and foremost, Margaret Singer created the shit. Planned Parenthood. That's one avenue of them slaughtering you. Okay, through their inordinate affections that they push upon everybody. That's another way they're slaughtering you, man. Pulling you away from your power, man. Okay. And they're setting up puppets that are Judas goats to lead you to that slaughter, man. Who you think these rappers and entertainers are looking out for your best interest? No, they don't care about you. They just care about you continue to line their pockets by you buying their merchandise, man. And they're just puppets for Esau Edom, man. And that's another furtherance of you being led to the slaughter, man. When you following these corny ass rappers and celebrities, yeah, man. You keep going.
But I will bring them with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy the land thereof.
Yeah, man. And how did he destroy Egypt before, man? He hit Egypt with some germ warfare. When those cows died, all those the cows was dropping dead. You know what I'm saying? You had the frogs, the locusts, the flies, the lice. Okay, the blood in the rivers and shit, man. And then ultimately, oh, hey, you're all your firstborns done. So Esau think they're slick by taking what the Lord has done and trying to do it to everybody. That's their whole MO, man. They take from the next and make it their own, and they run with it. And then they rewrite history as if they created the shit.
That's exactly what they do. Because I was, if I may say,
Go ahead,
I
brother.
was just reading and looking for a certain article on a certain topic, and they're trying to say that disease warfare, the smallpox blankets didn't work, and that was falsified information.
Well, you were to talk to Wikipedia because it says it in there that the British was the first to do it to the Native Americans in the Indian Revolution War, whatever the wars were.
In the when they got to the plains, like it talks, we'll get to it.
Yeah,
talks about that Fort Pitt and all that.
Yep.
So but they're literally trying to write that out of the history, because hey, whoever wins the wars gets to write the history.
Yeah.
And just a little bit of edification on this 2nd Esdras 14 and 15, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
This is Revelation 11 and 8, just for those who might be new watching. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
And the dead bodies, hey, that's really twofold, man. Spiritually they're dead, and then physically they're gonna be dead bodies all in the streets, man. But right now, you could equate that on the spiritual aspect that our people are spiritually dead, man. And that's why they're being led as flocks to the slaughter, man, because they have no conscience towards the Lord, and that's why they're spiritually dead, man.
Yeah, and just I just brought that out simply to show them that this is talking about Babylon the Great. This is talking about America. So when it brought out the Egypt here, said it will bring the plagues as it did before.
Yeah. Okay, so why would he say as he did before? That means he's bringing something back.
Yeah.
And this has not happened yet.
Yeah.
So who and what and where's this gonna take place at, man?
In the new spiritual Egypt.
Yes, man, because Egypt is synonymous with bondage, man.
Yeah.
And that's an allegory, man. That is a dark saying right there for those, and it's not really that deep like that. But if you have eyes to hear, eyes to see and ears to hear, then hey, it's given unto you to understand.
Yeah, just for the simpletons, it might be like, oh, that's Egypt again. That's gonna happen to the Africans? No, man. It's talking about spiritual Egypt. Man.
Exactly. Where you going next? Deuteronomy?
Yep, Deuteronomy 28 and 60.
And 60? All right, go ahead.
Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee.
Yeah, man. And this was talking to Israel. This is a curse that was put on us, right? Okay. And matter of fact, could you get a 30 and 7?
Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee.
Okay, so
persecute thee.
Yep. And so in like manner, the Lord is going to take all these curses that were upon us, and he's going to put them on Esau, Edom, and the rest of these nations. And the thing about it is this, man. Could you grab deliver me from thy sword, from the wicked, which is thy sword? Yeah, grab that from me, Baba Kushar, because that's going to really break or illustrate a lot right there, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to waste my time.
Because the wicked is a plague in itself, man. And the Lord is using the wicked to exact his judgments, man, his punishment, man. The fact that Esau Edom is the main one using biological warfare, who do you think put the spirit in him to do that shit, man? The Lord, man. The Lord created the wicked for the day of wickedness, man. Just like he created the righteous to be righteous, he created the wicked to do just that, man. Do wickedness, man. Did you find it?
Yes. This is Psalms 17 and 13.
Hold on, let me get it. Psalm 17 and 13. Go ahead.
Arise, O Yahweh, appoint him.
Disappoint him.
Disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. And we know that the wicked, which is the Lord's sword, is Esau Edom, man. Because it tells you in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. They cover up the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he, man? Who has covered the face of Yahweh, of Yahushai, of the prophets, of the true men and the true nationalities or ethnicities or biblical nationalities and ethnicities? Who's covered that up and made it as if they put it in their likeness? You don't see a Moabite, or not a Moabite. You guys want to understand what I'm saying, Moabite. You don't see a Asian Christ. Okay, you won't see a Jamaican, Messiah. You don't see no Israeli Messiah.
Right.
But you see what a Edomite, Caucasian Messiah, and so that lets you know who's covered the faces of, man. When they whitewashed all the art, iconoclasm, during the Renaissance, during the rebirth of them putting themselves back up in the high seat, what did they wash the faces to? They didn't wash them to a tan colored or a beige or a light brown or dark brown or any of the what color did they whitewash it to, man?
Red.
Yes, a derivative of red. Hey man, come on, man. All right,
what was
so
that, Psalm 17?
I was 17 and 13. What you just read.
I wanted to get that word real quick for the sword. I know it's that important. It just sparked my interest.
Come. Go ahead, grab it then.
Might be edifying. So this word for sword is H27. Come on, stop playing with me. This damn phone. 27 and 19. All right, and the definition is drought, also a cutting instrument from its destructive effect as a knife, a sword, also the sharp implement, axe, dagger, knife, mattock, sword,
dagger.
tool.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
What was Cain? Cain. You remember? I like the actual Hebrew word. I forget the Hebrew word, but he's dagger.
Yeah.
Cain was a dagger, man.
Hitman.
Yeah, it was the same spirit.
A hired killer like Esau is. Wow.
Come on, man.
Let's go.
They got the same spirit, man.
That's it.
They got the same spirit, man. It's no different, man. It's no different. But Slog, we digress a little bit. Let's get back to the lesson. You want to hit one of those articles?
Did we get to 61 yet?
61 on what? Oh no, we didn't. We can go back to that too.
Okay.
Deuteronomy 28 and 61. Yep.
Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
And as we read, man, as I said earlier, these are the plagues, the curses that befell Israel for not following the law, statutes, and commandments. But if you read earlier in this chapter, the 1st through the 9th verse, it tells you the blessings and things we will receive if we were to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. But we didn't, so these things clave onto us, man. But as the brother read in Deuteronomy 30 and 7, these things are going to release from us, and they're going to cleave unto our enemies, man.
That's right.
Those that hate us, man.
Yeah. And this is biological warfare, according to Wikipedia. You gotta grab it. Okay.
All right, got it.
Yeah. Biological warfare, also known as germ warfare, is the use of biological toxins or infectious agents, such as bacteria, viruses, insects, and fungi, with the intent to kill, harm, or incapacitate humans, animals, or plants as an act of war, biological weapons, or living organisms, or replicating entities. Ooh, viruses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, man. And that's what Esau has been using, man. You know? What do you think the Crown Vic is, man? What do you think all these little different variants of this shit is, man? How is it mutating? How is it doing all this, man? Because it was designed to do such. People were like, oh, how, why? Because it was designed that way. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's oh man, see, we can't even get into the science.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna say what we're saying, man, and then leave it at that, man.
Y'all can do your research.
Yeah, don't take my word for it. Study up on it.
Just real quick for a quick hit. 2 Corinthians 2:11.
I got you. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Go ahead. I got you.
Yeah.
Lest Satan shall get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right. So he can mask his attack and his final move in the fullness of his sufficiency any way that he wants to. But we're not seeing with our own eyes. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing with the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua that's given unto us, the spiritual eye, which is that breath, which is that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, to see what our enemy is doing to us because he opened our eyes. If the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua did not open up our eyes and ears to see what's truly going on, we'd still be woke, or we'd still be conscious, or we'd still be Nubian, or whatever the fuck else in the world where people think are kind of starting to wake up and read and find out what their enemy's doing to them behind their back.
Yeah, it's one thing to be woke, it's another to be alive, man. And we're not just awake, we are actually truly living, man. Okay, because it's tell you that the spirit is what quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are life. Okay,
and they are life, and they are something else.
Yeah, the last little part slipped my mind too. But we actually live these scriptures, man. That's why we can quote it so easily because it's part of us, man. And we might not know everything word for word, but yet we know how to find things because this word is in us, man. Okay. And hey, man, like the brother said, man, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man.
Yeah.
We're not ignorant of what Satan's doing. That's why we're doing this lesson, man, to let you know that this is what Satan has been doing from the beginning, man. Disease warfare is nothing new, man. It's nothing new. And the main person who has partook in it is Esau Edom. That's why they're trying to ban it, because they don't want nobody else doing it to them. What else we had?
I was about to read this article, and then we got a couple more scripts.
Okay, yep.
I'm just gonna read a short part of this. This is from
I'm not even gonna try to find it. Go ahead, bro.
This is from historynet.com. Nobody knows exactly how many Indians died of smallpox in the dreadful epidemic of 1837 to 38. Figures range from a responsible 17,200 based on interviews with the most ravaged tribes of the plains to a hyperbolic 150,000.
Yeah, man, you were times that shit. That shit by 1,000,000.
Yeah, I mean, this is only in 2 years though. So their ultimately, all the destruction they did to Gad was in the billions, right? But
no billions. You think billions?
Well, excuse me, all of Israel, like a billion.
Oh yeah, all of Israel, yeah.
It was like what, 600 million Native Americans here, and there's only like 50,000 now.
Yeah, they decimated 90% of the Native Americans to the point where they had to bring other tribes in to repopulate them. A lot of them Gadites ain't Gadites.
Same with a lot of our nations.
Are just, they're all mingled together because what Esau Edom did, man.
Yes, indeed.
But we'll get back to the article. We keep digressing.
No, we edifying on impact on a relatively small population of hunter-gatherers and now nearly extinct small farmers was on the level of the Black Death in Europe and far beyond the influenza epidemic of World War One in terms of proportional loss of life and reduction of culture.
Salak, I was just reading when I was reading up on the biological welfare earlier. It was saying that fuck, I forget who did it, but they did something where they threw corpses over a wall and it caused the bubonic plague to start, and then it went from there. I don't know if it's true or not. I was just reading something. I had to look into it, but I didn't get a chance to yet. So
Yeah,
I don't know what that is, but you know.
that would be dope.
Yeah.
Disease war. I mean, he's about that life, man.
I think it was Germany did somebody. It was one of those countries in Europe did some shit by throwing some shit over a wall or did something, and then the people start getting
They
sick.
weren't properly disposed.
Matter of fact, somebody was infected with the bubonic plague, threw it over the wall in her enemy's shit, and then that started the spread of that shit somehow.
The rats really is what pushed the heavy spread of bubonic plague.
Oh, because they was eating those dead bodies.
They was eating those. Yeah.
It was eating those dead bodies, man.
And then they were getting in the storages with the hay,
eating
and
the food, and then once it gets into the food, it just keep going, man.
And then it was airborne.
Yep.
Just the last little part of this article on historynet.com. Though in fact, more Plains Indians may have died of influenza, tuberculosis, and pneumonia once confined to reservations on short rations in the 1880s than succumbed to smallpox in 1837 and
But what they're not mentioning is that Esau pushed all that shit on them too.
Yeah.
They purposely were going around them while they were sick and infected and sending sick ones. And if you go out through history, that's what Esau does, man. During it was the British in America fighting, right? I forget which war that was. The Brits were sending people infected with anthrax or something.
What was that?
I forget what they had. They had some, but they were sending prostitutes and the infected over to the front line where the American soldiers were to infect them. Come on, man. Hey. It's been doing this shit for a long time, man.
Why you think they call it the Black Death, man? That wiped out a heavy population of Negroes in Europe.
But they think it's because the Negroes started this shit because it was dirty and it was no. I think it was because it was a dark time. That's what it's called.
Dark Ages.
No, you motherfuckers, man.
Where else?
We got Ciroc 12.
Let me grab this other article real quick if you don't mind.
No, my way, bro. Yeah, man, we got all day, man. So,
all right, this is from McGill. Office for Science and Society, separating sense from nonsense. Right, this is 40 years of human experimentation in America, the Tuskegee study. The goal was to observe the natural history of untreated syphilis in the black population.
Untreated, meaning they purposely infected people and let them live with this shit just to see what it was gonna do to them. Now, is that inhumane?
More than.
What the fuck?
That's
like,
diabolical.
That is diabolical.
Maniacal.
I'm gonna infect this person with AIDS. I want to see how. I just want to see what happens to him. But you guys would be up in arms if they did it to a fucking dog.
Hey, that's what Bill Gates is doing in Africa right now.
They'll be up in arms if they did it to a dog. But yeah, you guys ain't up in arms. They did it to Negroes, human beings.
Because we mean less to them than their filthy fucking pets.
Only 3/5 of a human being, so we're less.
Yeah, their dogs are better than their best friends. Huh?
Yeah.
But the subjects were completely unaware and were instead told they were receiving treatment for bad blood, when in fact they received no treatment at all. Starting in 1932, 600 African American men from Macomb County, Alabama, were enlisted to partake in a scientific experiment on syphilis. The Tuskegee study of untreated syphilis in the Negro male was conducted by the United States Public Health Service
The government.
and involved blood tests, x-rays, spinal taps, and autopsies of the subjects.
Autopsy is what you get when you're dead.
Mm-hmm. So they could study it even further and in depth. The goal was to observe the natural history of untreated syphilis in black populations. Not in everybody, not to find out what it was going to do to them, but just see if they could kill us off with it.
And you know what the funny thing about it? Where the syphilis start with? Esau, Edom. Them motherfuckers is the one getting that shit, man.
Yeah, back
That's
in
what
France.
fucking that's what who was it? Gotti? Somebody died of that shit.
That was Alexander.
I'm talking about John. I'm talking recent. John Gotti died of that shit in prison. He died of. He had syphilis. His wife went crazy in his head. That shit fucks with your brain, makes you go crazy. Yeah. And guess what? Well, that's never mind. That doesn't need to be spoken.
The goal was to observe the natural history of untreated syphilis in black populations, but the subjects were unaware of this and were simply told, okay, hold on, I already read that, or it's repeating it. In 1865, the ratification of the 13th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution formally ended the enslavement of black Americans, but by the early 20th century, the cultural and medical landscape of the U.S. was still built upon and inundated with racist concepts. Social Darwinism was rising, predicated on the survival of the fittest, the scientific racism.
Survival of the fittest. But the fittest ones are the ones you get infected.
Yep.
To see if they can survive it.
So that you can make them no longer the fittest.
Yeah.
Because you're the weakest, but you know who the strongest is, and so you want to take them out. And this isn't the only thing you did.
No.
Through your Planned Parenthood, right?
And we're not saying that the Negroes are the only strongest ones. We're saying they're Israelites. And because they didn't do it to just the Negroes. Right. We just talked about the Native Americans as well. They did it to the Mexicans,
Latinos,
to the Latinos, to the Haitians,
to the so-called Seminoles,
to
every. Do it to all of us.
They do it to everyone, I should say. Not even just the Israelites, but the strongest are the Israelites. Period.
Yeah. And they tried to take that out.
They tried to. They couldn't. Yeah. They can't. Sirach. Oh yeah, more on that?
Nah. So it's just it's funny, man, to see how Esau does his thing, man. With what he, that's not the only thing he did during that time. They implemented Planned Parenthood, right? And they were illegally and to unaware women sterilizing them, Native American and African American women.
Yep, a woman going there, regular checkup. Next thing you know, she can't have kids no more. Because once they put you under, you don't know what the fuck they did to you. There's plenty of women that matter of fact, I know firsthand. My woman's cousin, that happened to her. She had a baby. After she had her baby, they took her shit out without even telling her. Talking about she had there was an emergency complication. We had to took all her shit out.
So there, don't forget, man, there is an attack on your life on a daily basis, and don't forget that you wake up behind enemy lines every morning.
Every morning.
And these motherfuckers want you exterminated off the face of the planet.
Yeah. For what? So they can enjoy this without us.
Yeah, because we remind them of what they lost, their so-called birthright that they sold. Their dumb ass. That we're about to receive if we be a part of that number.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you mad about that and you don't want to see us, and we remind you of your fucking downfall. That's your own damn fault, stupid. All right, this is Sirach 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rust.
Salakia, I'm in Ecclesiastes. What the hell am I doing?
Yeah, Sirach.
No, not Ecclesiasticus.
Oh, you were in Ecclesiastes.
Yeah, I'm like, what's this? Sirach, go ahead.
Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
Exactly, man. Well, this is saying a lot, man.
Yeah.
You know, never trust your enemy, man. Because like iron rusteth, so is wicked. If you've ever seen a rusty piece of iron, all right, and say you polish it up, you get it all nice and silver and, you know, looking good again, let that shit sit for a little minute again. It's gonna get rusty all over again. Yeah, it's never gonna not be rusty. Okay, unless you sand it down and then like put some type of coating on the outside of it. If you coat it, then it would be protected from the rust. But other than that, no, it's going to continue to rust. So this is saying, never trust your enemy, for like iron rusteth, so is his wicked. He's always gonna be fucking wicked, even though he's coming at you with this smooth talk and the speech and his gait is looking like he's promising and he's about what he's about. No, he's not about that. He's about the exact opposite, man.
Hey, that's why Bill Gates could stand up there in a suit with his glasses on, with a microphone, in an auditorium, and tell you exactly how he plans to depopulate the fucking universe, right to your stupid motherfucking
And motherfuckers
faces.
is clapping.
And everything that we just touched on: disease warfare, biological germ warfare, forced sterilizations, and Planned Parenthoods, as well as forced, you know what I'm talking about.
Jibby jabs.
Jibby John's.
Yeah, MOTVs
All
and
of that.
all that, man. He's about that life, man.
Yeah.
He's about that life, man.
You forget who your enemy was.
Yeah. Tell you verse 11, though he humbleth himself.
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys are so great. How can I be a part of this? Like, I just want to, you know, that's how they come, man. They come with that shit. Okay, can I give you some? Can I put some money towards you guys' cause? Nah, man, get out of here. Keep that, man.
Yeah. Same way they got Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
Sponsored by Soros.
Soros, yeah. It says, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. Yeah, man. If you ever seen a window that's foggy, right? Once you wipe it, you can see clear again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then a looking glass on top of that is a magnifying glass. So have you ever seen somebody through on a magnifying glass and it gets his head gets small and his body gets big because you're looking at him all type of weird and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that looking glass magnifies shit, man.
What is that shit called?
A telescope? Yeah. So it says you're gonna be like as if you wiped the looking glass. Meaning you can see his fucking wickedness, man. You can see him for exactly who the fuck he is, man.
Mm-hmm. He no longer looks like a blob. Now you can see the whole antennas and 8 legs on the ant.
Yeah, and that's why it continues to say, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away, man.
So, if you think about a coyote and how he comes, right? Chest iron smile, crunched and couched over. Scientists say that the coyote has the most human-like characteristics, and a hyena the same. So a hyena, he comes real soft, but then he's got the hardest bite.
The hardest bite.
And he'll tear your ass up. So they come in crouching, but they're ready for fucking war, man.
Mm-hmm.
Psalms 55 and
Let
21.
me get it real quick. We're going to close out on this one. 55 and 20. Yeah. I'll read it for you, brother. This is Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Right, so that you ever get real butter? You know what I'm saying? Not this store-bought frozen shit. Fresh butter that comes in a roll. Oh, man, that shit creamy as a motherfucker, man. Smooth. You spread it one time, it just go across the whole bread, right? And I ain't talking about butter. I'm talking about something deeper than that. But that's how his words are. Smooth as fuck. We could probably get the population down 15% if we use effective vaccinations, as well as, you know?
Yeah.
They got the smooth talk, the double talk that we did that video.
Yeah, man. That is the smooth. It's so elegant. It's so tasteful and all that. But yet you don't even know what the fuck half of the words he's saying means.
Exactly.
That's how smooth it is. It's so smooth. He got you duped by just thinking that shit is just, oh, he's saying that good shit. You
What's
know,
he thinking about the whole time? It
killing
says
your ass, man.
war, yeah.
I'm killing you. Okay, I'll read the rest of it. Reading on says his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
So man, you get that brand new avocado oil, and I'm like, man, forget the avocado oil. Something that most people don't even fucking use.
That
man.
anointing oil. Boy.
Well, that's smooth. But just for people who might know,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? Because anointing oil is something we use. You know
We gotta
what I'm saying,
make
for the
that.
Spirit, yeah.
We gotta make that.
So, but the smoothest oil, man, that's when it's brand new, is that macadamia nut oil. Smooth. Like other oils are good for cooking, good for this, but this is real smooth, right? So that's how Esau knows how to come. He know he can't come at you hard because he's not as strong as you.
That's why they come with that, like you talk about the fucking coyote and the hyena,
Yeah.
or the chimpanzee.
Yeah.
That nervous smile. They're smiling because they're nervous because they know
They're up to some shit.
they know they're up to some shit, and they know they've done so much shit, bro. That's why they're fugitives and vagabonds. They got that fucking fleeing spirit because they're always running from judgment.
Their
man.
wickedness. They're running from their
They're
own
running
wickedness.
from the wickedness that they've pushed out. They don't want it to come back.
You can't shit in the middle of your table and sit there for months
Mm.
and keep eating.
Yeah.
So that's what Esau does. He'll shit on the table and take off. On to the next fucker that I'm about to fuck over.
Oh man, with that, man, we gonna close it down and say shalom.
Hey, shalom.